Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey, guys, welcome back to I think this is like episode 26 of
Yes, love
School
that.
Life Ready Talks. So, welcome back, everyone. Um, I am Dr. Cecelia Lynch Mitchell, pediatric occupational therapist. And tonight we're doing something special. We are actually checking in on you, the parents. And I must say, this was kind of prompted by the fact that Jen and I personally have been affected for the past few weeks with just different things happening in our lives. And we were not able to do our show like we normally do consistently on Tuesday nights at 7:30. And so tonight we decided, you know what? We are going to check in on parents tonight just to see how you guys are doing because we know just like us, y'all have a lot going on. And as the semester ends and the holidays approach, many parents are feeling stretched and overwhelmed and uncertain about so many different things, especially if you recently decided that your child has special needs and needs support. So we're here for you tonight. So, Jen,
Hi. Yes, it's been a hot
how
minute.
have you been?
I've
I
been
know,
good.
right?
I've been getting through, the time change that we have going on and just getting the kids back into that groove and it's always difficult when we come back from a break. So I definitely hear the wanting to support. We want parents to feel supported. We don't want you to feel like you have everything figured out. It's 100% a journey and we're all walking this path together. So I'm happy to be here.
I am so excited that we are able to do this tonight because week after week, something had come up and then major life events have taken place. And so we just want you guys to know that Jen and I, we're here for you. And please remember to like our YouTube channel and share our information with others. And also, if you have any questions, and I do have some questions tonight that I've gathered from parents, but if you do have any questions, please send them to schoollifeready@gmail.com. Okay. So, before anything else, Jen,
Yes.
let's talk about you a little bit more. You know, parents often push through the semester, homework battles,
Mhm.
communications with school, behaviors up and down, and suddenly it's December and you are exhausted. How are you feeling personally right now with in these domains, whether it be the homework battles, because you were just talking about a math problem, the communication with school, your kids' behaviors. How are things with you? So you're the main parent I'm checking in with now.
Well, I appreciate it. I feel lucky. So communication wise, I feel like I have that down to a science at this point. There's been a lot of communication during this week, especially because we've gone back after Thanksgiving break. And on Monday, I had to text her and let her know that, hey, we're having a rough morning. Lots of tears were shed this morning, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get him out of the car. So I'm always communicating with the teachers. Definitely, I've had to pause and reflect because I have felt heavy. It is December and it is a very busy month. We do have benchmarks this month. We have a ton of classroom activities. We have early release. We have 2 weeks. I think it's all we get this month. So I also needed to, like I said, write things down, check in with myself. And what I did was I took a day off next week. So I'm taking a day off where it's just going to be me, and that's going to be my day, because I know that, the next 2 weeks are going to be heavy loaded with activities. And then after that, I have the kids full time and I'm working full time, and it's just a lot. So I'm trying to separate, what's urgent from the noise that we have going on. So I I give myself permission to not be at every single event. It's hard, but it's definitely something that you as a parent need to do.
I think that is great advice, especially if you have a lot going on. Because look at Jen, for example. She has work. She's a single parent. She has two boys who have different needs,
Mm-hmm.
and to hold it all together, it really takes that mental mindset of I have to slow down, pace myself, give myself time for myself. I mean, Jen, you're lucky you could take a day off.
Yeah.
For parents who you can't take a full day off, carve out, even if it's just a few minutes of the day for yourself, or on the weekends, carve out some time for yourself. Because remember, you cannot give to your children if you don't have it for yourself. So you cannot leave yourself out of this equation at all. So I'm glad you're sharing that with parents tonight, Jen. So that is amazing.
Thank you.
So we have we have a question from a parent where I think this is really um, key. She says, "Is my stress coming from my child's needs, the school system, or my own expectations?" Oh my goodness, that is a great question. Is my stress coming from my child's needs, the school system, or my own? Let's see, Jen. Um,
I think it could be all three. I think that so many things can be true at once. It's the children's needs are a lot. And a lot of the times you are putting them before yourself. So that could be, like having to take a moment to breathe because they're doing a lot. Whether it's throwing a tantrum or just not complying at all, meaning like not wanting to move out of the space that you need them to move out of. And then the school stress is a lot as well. When my child was younger, I didn't let him take the benchmarks because I knew that that was going to be very stressful. Now that he's older, I do want to see where he is. But so at one point in time, that was very stressful. Do I let my child take these benchmarks? Just going back and forth with the school. And your expectations as a mother is completely valid as well, especially in this TikTok, YouTube world that we live in, where these it's this magical fantasy that gets to be edited to look that way, but it's not. Behind the scenes, it's messy. But what you see is this huge expectation that is just not realistic. So, with that all being said, I do think that all three are things that contribute to stress.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's three different dynamics that you have to deal with, right? You have to deal with your child, you have to deal with school, and you have to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
So again, it's about pacing. And you used a phrase earlier where you said you sort out what is urgent from what's like not needed, right? So
Yeah.
really prioritizing of like, okay, do I have to deal with this? Do I have to go to this event? How important is one event over another event. So you choose which events to go to, because you can't go everywhere you're invited to as an adult. You
No.
can't go to every school event that the kid is having at school, and you can't meet all of your kids' needs and wants.
Yeah.
You have to really prioritize and do so in a manner wherein you are able to manage your stress.
Yeah, I will say that I did not show up to one activity last week or the week before that, and my child got in the car and let me know that I got a B minus. So, so they do judge you and they do give you some feedback, and you just have to be able to receive it and know that you are doing your best for yourself, because it does hurt in the moment. You do feel like you let your child down. They expected you to be there,
I
and
know.
it's hard, but give yourself
Right,
permission,
right.
give yourself grace. You
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, and I think too, also setting the expectation with your child, depending on their age, right?
Right.
To say, I am able to come to this event, but due to work schedule or whatever you want to make up and tell them, you're not able to come to another event.
Mhm.
So they can understand too that you have to prioritize because you're only one person and you can't do all of it. For parents who they're more than one parent, so if there are other family members who are in the home or just even other family who can step in, it's nice if you can delegate and ask your family members if they can, as opposed to you trying to fit everything in, because
Mhm.
that will just lead to burnout and overwhelm. So definitely, with the holidays coming up, pace yourself, because remember, the holidays is now a time when you're busy running around doing so many things outside of your kids' needs.
Yeah.
It's the holiday season for those who celebrate Christmas. They're going shopping for Christmas. For those who have different religious celebrations, they're going to those services
Mhm.
and ceremonies and whatever is going on. So definitely, guys, pace yourself, prioritize, and make time for yourself.
Yes.
All right. So for the parents who you decided that your children or your child is going to need special services, but you haven't started yet.
Mhm.
This is kind of still an overwhelming time for you because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to go on. You hear Jen talk about all the different things and the different therapies and all these different things that she has to manage. So I can bet for parents who are now, after they've been through what we spoke about in previous episodes of what to do to get your child to receive services. And now you're thinking, oh my goodness, I want my child to receive services, but this also adds
Yes.
to the school stress and the family stress. And it becomes another stressor.
Yeah. Yeah.
How,
I think
how would you how would you recommend, or what would you recommend, Jen, to parents who they're just going to be embarking on this journey?
Yeah, I would say do not worry about the label. It's so insignificant. What we are looking for is just support. Support without labeling or identifying your child is getting him to where he needs to be. Um, and if you just worry about the label, then you won't help them become who they're meant to be. And so, every child has their journey, and it looks different for everyone. So I definitely would not worry about a label or anything like that. I would just request evaluations and try to get everything in writing. That way, and sorry, I do think to add to that December is such a pivotal time for you to make that decision and then do that first quarter where it's like, I'm just going to focus on getting the paperwork in order and getting the services that we do need.
Yeah, I think that's a great plan. So don't look down the road, just stay immediate for now.
Yeah, like break it up into quarters is
Yeah,
really what I do. Like we have 4 quarters and it's like I'm just worried about right now and what
right.
can we do get done this month or these next couple of months. Yeah.
So for more than likely, if your child has just been made eligible, everything might hit you at once, but you don't have to try to take in everything. Just decide for yourself what you're going to focus on to start. Don't try to find out all about, oh, let me find out all about this IEP and all that's in here and what is he getting. Don't focus on that right now. Right now, just focus on accepting that you have done the work to get your child to receive the services that you believe your child needs. Because I know if your child is now eligible for special education services, you went through a whole process. You already went through a pretty rigorous process because getting eligible for special ed, you were filling out papers left and right before we got to this point. So now just breathe and use this time to kind of frame your mind in an acceptance mode that this is it and it's beautiful and you worked hard and you got something you wanted for your child.
Yeah.
And
So
so that's it for now, for this moment.
and that's what you and I talked about is celebrating the little wins.
Hmm.
We're not, we're not looking to win the race. We're just celebrating these little accomplishments. Like, okay, step one is complete,
Hmm.
and just appreciating and being in that moment and then moving on to, okay, what services do I want to prioritize? For me, I felt like it was important for him speech. I felt like that was the number one thing that I wanted to focus on was speech, and we did OT. And then after we nipped those down, or we got a better handle on those, then I did ABA. But I definitely broke it down into segments. I did not try to do all of the therapies at one time. You're just going to overwhelm yourself, and you don't want that. You don't want to be burned out because you're still their mom and their support system. They still need that warmth.
Right, right. And especially with the holidays coming, you have to kind of tune out school a little bit, because you can't be trying to do your child schoolwork and paperwork and getting them ready for the new semester that's coming up, plus preparing your for your family and your friends and your holiday meals and your holiday shopping and
Mhm.
all that good stuff.
Family coming
So
in, like, it's a lot.
it's a lot. It's a lot. And like these holidays can be beautiful, but they can also be overstimulating, chaotic, and stressful for neurodivergent kids and their parents. So the holidays, you might be thinking that it's just the parents who are overwhelmed. The holidays can be very overwhelming for the neurodivergent, the children who are on the spectrum, especially.
Mhm.
um, the holidays can be stressful because it can be overstimulating, all the
Oh,
lights and the sounds and the smells and all that, and we end up having meltdowns, or we see all this dysregulated behaviors and tantrums. And for people who are not used to this, or for parents who their children are um,
still young?
still young, it's hard for them to really know how to
Yeah.
deal with this. So the children themselves do become overwhelmed. And so for that, I want you guys again to use calming strategies during the holiday with your children. Really using a lot of those sensory um, strategies that children benefit from, such as a quiet space, using reducing headphones, a comfort object like those weighted stuffed toys. I think those, oh, and they're also scented. I saw some in Walgreens the other day. I was picking up prescription. I'm standing next to a big thing, and it says try me or something, and they're microwavable weighted stuffed animals,
Yeah.
and they are to help kids. And they're also scented. Be careful with the scented, because you know your child before you give the scented ones. But they're also scented, like lavender. I think what lavender and vanilla scented, those calming scents. So if your child likes those scents, you can definitely do the scented. But yeah, it was I was like, wow, these calming strategies are very available nowadays for kids.
Yeah, totally. And even I'm going to be the first person to admit that when we are on break, there is no structure in my house. Like I do my best, but it's very chaotic. Um, it rains a lot. You never know what the weather is going to be like, so you don't know if you're going to be able to go outside and have those movement breaks. But if I have anyone, family or friends around, I let them know that my children are doing their best, and I always follow what helps them. And I just appreciate the people around me for understanding. I'm very calm when it comes to regulating my children, and I try not to apologize.
Mm,
Because I don't want my kids to grow up thinking that they should apologize either. They're doing their best, and it's overstimulating. Even for me, I don't like going to the mall. It's overstimulating. There's so many people. Everyone's coming out during the season. Everyone's leaving their houses, so it's a lot, for sure.
absolutely. And for some people, for some kids, it's okay for you to just let the kids do what they want to do and get that energy out. But for some kids, it's important to maintain that structure.
Yeah.
So know your child, what works best, because what you don't want to do over the holidays is to let go too much. You want them to be free, you don't want to be doing like schoolwork over the holidays, but you want to keep some structure, like maybe bedtime structures,
Yes.
wherein so that when school restarts in January, you are not worrying about retraining their nervous system to be able to keep up with the wake sleep cycle, or to keep up with when they eat, depending on your child. If you know that it's okay to let go a little bit, and I think, Jen, although you say you let go some, I know you still keep structure somewhere, somehow. It's not totally,
It's
oh, do whatever y'all want to do.
No, no, it's not that way. And I was going to correct myself. So number one, bedtime never changes in my house. It is always at the same exact time, and we're up at the crack of dawn, is what I say. Whether it's Saturday, Sunday, we have nothing to do. We're still up. We take naps if we're able to, but I keep those sleep cycles exactly the same. And I'm in a different place right now because my children are growing. They're going into middle school. So they need a lot less structure, but definitely when they were in those younger stages, I try to follow that school routine. Giving them lunch at the same exact time, giving them their snacks at the same exact time, or at least offering it during that time and taking those breaks, and keeping them. It wasn't like academic, but definitely a lot of coloring and just keeping those skills that you taught my child, his fingers skills and all of that good stuff, occupational skills. So when they were younger, I definitely did do a lot of that. Now that they're older, they kind of do it on their own. They enjoy coloring and doing things on their own, and I kind of give them that free reign. But yeah, I do keep a lot of structure in my
Yeah.
house.
I think I think the key is to keeping the what we call the anchor routines, such
Right.
as the wake up time, the bedtime, and the meals. Like we should definitely try to keep those over the break. And then for just keeping their minds stimulated academically,
Yeah.
because some children do um, lose some skills, but normally not over the Christmas break, more so over the summer break. But over the Christmas break, kids don't really lose skills. But if you are worried that your child might lose some skills, or you're just the type of parent who just want to keep your children engaged in academics, then definitely do it in natural ways, right? So, for example, reading can be like, oh, we're making a cake. Look at this. How much sugar should I get? Or read the ingredients to me. Definitely like playing board games with the family. Even watching a movie, or watching a TV show and or a kids show, and just talk about it. Like, what happened,
I would suggest,
stuff like that.
yeah, I would suggest documentaries is something that I always try to incorporate. Is we want to learn about a new animal, if you will, and then the library is a great option. We have in our county libraries, we do have these kids computers where they can go in and they can play games, and then we have kids tablets where they are primarily just games, and then they have those Vox books, and I think there's a Vox website. Teachers Pay Teachers is a great place for you to go, and then ask the teachers. The children have applications that they can give you passwords to, so that they can continue to use. We have Math Playground here and just various different things to keep that academic
And
going.
that's just for those parents who want to, if
Right.
you,
No pressure.
no,
No
no
judgment.
pressure, no pressure. But if you do want your child to, have a little academic engagement over the break, then there's tons of um, resources online, or the teachers might share with you, or you could ask the teachers for those apps and passwords to get on there over the break. And really and truly, having your kids being engaged in those types of activities can help free you up, to be able to take care of some personal stuff that you want to do. Like, you can be doing gift wrapping, and your child can be engaged in a purposeful academic activity.
Or
So it's we're just providing you with, little resources and tools that you can use should you decide that you do want to use them. That is.
yes. So don't be scared to talk to the schools. You're not asking for special treatment when you're asking for these passwords or even worksheets. I asked for worksheets at one point, and they provided that for me. Um, what you're asking for is just support over the breaks, and I do think that teachers appreciate that.
Absolutely. Teachers are always willing to
Print
give.
out things and yeah,
Yeah, always willing, because at the end of the day, every teacher wants every student to do well.
right.
When the students do well, teachers do well. And when the children do well, parents do well, right?
Yeah, they don't want to create a chaotic classroom. They don't want your child to be chaotic when they get back there.
All right. So I want us to now, we make it through the holidays. The holidays is going to be a time of rest,
Yes.
it reset,
Hmm.
all that. Is like it's like two-handed, right? It's a time wherein you're busy, but it's also a time for you to rest and reflect. So for parents, you just have to structure yours so you're making the best of your holiday time. And think of the holidays as preparation time and not pressure time, as you plan strategically for the next semester. Because before you know it, it's going to be January,
Yeah.
right? So during this time, it's important that you start really now, as you approach January, you start putting your mind back into your child and what you're hoping for your child for this semester, for that road ahead now, right? You're not, again, you're not thinking all the way to May just yet. You're just thinking, how are we starting out
Yeah.
um, this semester? So that you just got to frame your mind and just have that as your baseline. You want to make sure that you are prepared, that you have your system put in place as to how you are going to deal with homework, how you're going to deal with the day-to-day school activities. You want to decide how is it you're going to be communicating with your child's teacher, especially if your child had just been placed in a special education program. You It might not be the same teacher that you had all of this semester. You might be getting a new teacher. Your child might be going to what we call a new program. They might be in the same school, and even for some kids, they're changing schools altogether, because when a child gets eligible for special education, the program that they need may not be available to them in the school that they're currently in. For example, you might have a child in ABC elementary school, but your child just became eligible for special education services because they have an identified learning disability. So now they have to go to a school that has a program that serves learning disability eligibility. Or your child may now be eligible to be served in the autism spectrum disorder, and they don't have a class at your child's current school that has that program. So your child has to totally move school. So these are just things that they're coming up. Start putting things in place wherein you know how you want to communicate with your teacher. We did a whole episode on communicating. I don't remember what episode that was, what number it was, but we had an episode of how to communicate with teachers. And I remember us saying, first things first is introduce yourself to the teacher and let the teacher know how best you want to be communicated with. Do you want them to give you phone calls, text? More likely, most teachers might text. I don't think they really call unless it's like urgent. But do you want text messages? Do you want to be communicated with through the established communication, parent-teacher communication system that your schools have in place for communication? Or do you want an email? I think Jen loved emails. Right, Jen?
I
That's how
am an
you.
email girly. Yes, definitely emails for me. But I think that most of all, also involving your child if they're of age is,
Mm.
asking them what would you like to see in this next year, or what can we do different. So just always requesting the child's feedback, if they're able to communicate that with you, is also essential. um, going into the next year. And like I said before, is learning to identify little wins. Not every win is going to have confetti. It's just not like that. So just celebrating little wins, whether that's your child being able to, like, a little win for us this week was he went back to school and got out of the car on Monday. I was so proud of him. I didn't have to peel him out of my car. He was able to.
Which of your children, the older
My
child, the
oldest
one
one, yeah.
diagnosed with autism?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
mhm.
So I was able to
Okay.
he was able to get out, and I knew he didn't want to, but that was a big win for us. And for others, that's a small win, but
Mhm.
it's just being able to identify that. Give yourself grace.
Yeah, I think really as your children gets older and we want them to advocate for themselves, we
Yeah.
want them to understand their needs. And so back to what Jen was saying is include your child depending on their age, include them in the conversations, especially if your child has to change schools and they're not going to see the same friends that they were seeing this semester, or they're going to go to a different class
Or
and they're
even a different drive, a different route to school. So start practicing that. That's something that I always do right before school begins. Is I take them every day. um, because it's different for them, and they notice things like that. Different homes, different stop signs. They see it.
hmm hmm just really involving your child in the process as much as possible is a great idea, and really communicating with them in a way that they can understand the changes and helping them, because not only is that this helping you to prepare for the changes, it's helping your child as well to prepare for the changes, because they are going through they're going through everything that you're going through, right? They're going through the hectic holiday season, just like you are. It's just that you have more responsibilities than they do, but they also have their sensory systems and their routines and everything that they have to carry, because they're carrying all of that. They might not be going about it in an organized fashion like the parents are, but children, they're also they carry emotions, they carry the feelings of doing work. They too are going through this holiday season, and they too have to be prepared um, for the new semester and prepared for whatever changes are coming in the same way you as parents have to prepare. So it's really getting their nervous system to be regulated as you're doing the same thing, getting your life and nervous system regulated to be able to help them. So it's like it's not just parents who are carrying the load of
Right.
the holiday season. It's parents and children,
Right.
especially children who have special needs,
Mhm.
especially and even more so for children who are making transitions over the holiday season. So yes, Jen, that was great that you brought that up to ensure that we are including the children in all of it as much as we can, and doing it in a way that we are not overwhelming them and we're not overwhelming ourselves as parents, and we're doing it in a calm, organized fashion so that we can prepare for the new semester that's coming up.
Right.
So Jen,
Mhm.
I have a parent who said, what if I'm scared to talk to the school? That it's so funny. Like,
I've been there. I get it. Yes, it is definitely, you feel like you're asking for a special treatment, and you're not. You're just advocating for your child, and you're asking for what's fair for your child. So I like in it goes back to being able to identify your child's needs and then communicate that effectively to where everyone's on the same page. So things like watching your tone and saying it in a friendly manner versus like your judgment and this is what you need and this is what you want, that completely changes the playing field. So the way that I approach it is I want to help me help my child. That's literally how I phrase it. I'm just coming in here because I want to help my child and I need your help to help them. And I think that opens the door where they don't feel like they're being judged because they're teachers, they're human. They also feel judged and they have families at home and they're doing the best that they can. So, it's a lot for everyone involved. So just identifying that we're all humans here and we're all on the same playing field.
Exactly. And you don't ever have to feel scared, especially when it comes to advocating for your child. I think, and especially, I can tell you this, that teachers who are teachers of children with special needs are some of the most compassionate people.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
it's like
God's
it
work.
takes a special, it really does. So you don't have to feel scared to communicate or to talk to the teacher, as long as you do it in a respectful manner and not in a judgmental manner, as Jen said, everything will work out. And whenever you have to ask for support or help with your child, you're not being difficult.
No.
And you're just being a parent. You're doing your job because that's what parents do. We have to advocate for our children. We have to ask for them. Our children at this age don't know what to ask for. Yes, we're teaching them, or we're advocating for them at the same time, and we want them to one day be able to advocate for themselves. But right now, it's just a learning process. And guess what? You might make a mistake. Or the teacher might make a mistake, or something might go off kilter. Sometimes things do, but always know that everything can get back on track. It doesn't have to be derailed
And
forever.
yeah, I have two things to share. Is number one, my cheat sheet is ChatGPT. Please feel free to use it. It is free, and you can literally put whatever you need to and say, make this sound as friendly as possible. This is the point that I
Oh,
want to get across, and this is, I like you. Please use that. AI is very helpful in that way. And then the second thing is that when so for example, last year my oldest child was having a difficult time going to science and social studies, and so he let me know that and I advocated for him and he recognized that because he no longer needed to go there. So now this year he will advocate for himself, and if he doesn't want to go to the library, he'll say, I don't feel like going to the library, can we just stay here? And so I think that is, you're also teaching your child how to, as they're growing, to advocate for themselves. So giving them that, that like the baton, if you will, to be able to speak up and say what they need and want. Because I felt like my child saw that, his needs were met once he let me know.
mhm. Okay, that's amazing. I never knew. Well, I'm not really good at using Chat GPT,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that it was that useful, and that it can really, if you're
No,
really
if
having
ChatGPT goes down, sorry.
nobody's going to think anymore. Like, wait, how do I say that nicely? But that's
No,
a
but
great suggestion, though. If you can,
it
if
is
you
because
do,
we're,
it's a great suggestion.
yeah, well, because we as parents second guess ourselves. We don't want to come across as too stern. We're so it's always that like support where you can get, it's that middleman where it tells you like this is a friendly tone. Feel free to send this.
Right.
Because you're in your head like wondering, am I coming across too stern? I
Right.
don't. They're spending time with my child. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. And so for me, it gives me
Mhm.
it supports me and helps me feel okay. send as far as sending emails or text messages to teachers. It's tricky. They're
It,
with your child, so they spend so
but
many hours with your child.
yeah, but you know what, Jen, that's really a great idea. And I guess even for just communication overall, because I've seen in so many times wherein even like I'll send something with no malicious thought in the back of my head at all. And I'm thinking, and then somebody reads it and gets a different impression of
Yeah,
of what I am how I'm conveying, right?
yeah,
So and vice versa. Somebody might say send something to me, and I'm well not anymore. Now that I don't take tones. Like I don't read emails and take tones from it. I've made that where that's not a practice of mine. Where if someone sends me an email, I will never read it and try to assume what the tone is or assume where the person is coming from in the sense of an emotional tone. Like that I don't do. But there are people who will get emails and think the person is coming off as harsh.
yeah. Well, I will
So
say
it's
that I think it all depends. Like, we're both in fields where we're constantly emailing and communicating, so it's different. But if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're not really getting emails like that or sending emails like that, you do take that in. You internalize those feelings, and you worry about coming across too stern or too, just crossed. And so I think that that's a great middleman for you to feel okay sending. Or I think on Apple iPhones you can put like rewrite this message and to make it sound friendlier.
right.
And I think that, like I said, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're not sending a lot of emails, or your field, is not in the email world, you do definitely internalize those feelings. I've been there. So
Or if you even if you're like a busy professionals who don't have time to reread emails like 5 times before you actually send it, right, to make sure that what's being said, because you don't have the time and you just want to keep it to the point. I get
yeah,
it. That's a real helpful tool. I really, really love that suggestion. So, guys, there you go. So, really, just don't worry about the communication part of it. Just communicate and
yes,
use
AI.
if you are worried about asking questions, you can use AI to reach out to make sure that you're at, and you know what? And you can even use to make sure that you're asking the right question. Like being on target to exactly the question that you want answered. So that's a great suggestion, Jen. So yeah, tonight was really a great conversation on you know, just breathing and going back to self care as parents, and remembering that we have to take care of ourselves as parents so that we can take care of our kids. And when life gets overwhelming, we sometimes it takes that we have to stop.
Yeah.
We just have to stop and reflect and regroup and
And identify.
reorganize
Yeah, and no,
and
and identify
identify.
little
Yeah.
wins. Yeah, little wins. Like, just reflect on what have I accomplished is always like what I start off with, not what I didn't do, because there's a long list of things that I did not do. you know,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's
Focus
parenting.
on the positives. Focus on the positives. Keep your mindset on the positives and being able to say, you know what, I didn't get this done, but it's okay. Don't, there's nothing really that's earth shattering wherein
Yeah.
you have to worry about dropping the ball. It's okay. Sometimes we got to drop the ball. It's okay. Don't worry yourself about anything. Tonight we want to leave you with this. You're not behind, you're not late, you're not failing. You are just where you are supposed to be.
Yes. And then one last thing that I want to leave everyone with is if you feel like you're not able to get a response from your teacher, please feel free to go to the AP and
Mm,
send those emails to the AP, or you can CC the AP on those emails so that you do get some movement. But yes, don't, the holiday breaks can be a rest, not a setback, and enjoy your child. I mean, this time is flying by. It's the end of the year. You know, I can't believe that we're here. We're going into 2026 here. You know, it's time flies. So take a breather, get ready for the January. Don't panic and just enjoy little wins, big wins, everything in between. But most of all, enjoy your child. They grew up so fast.
I'm telling you. And school is not the only thing that matters.
No.
Sometimes just the time that you spend with your child, the holiday fun, most kids, they will remember the fun things they did over the holiday more than they'll remember anything about school.
Yes. Good
So,
in school.
so definitely just focus on your child. The fact that you're even thinking about how to support your child means that you are already doing an incredible job.
Yes.
So remember that. And we are proud of you. Jen and I, we're here for you. We see you.
Yes.
And we are here for the whole journey
Yes.
of school life readiness and dealing with school life. And we are here for you. Well, we're trying to be here every week, but now it looks like we're going to be here whenever we can, but we'll still try to make it every week.
Yes. And I wanted to say that God, I lost my train of thought. You said about what did you say? Okay, you can keep going. I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. No, I was saying that we're here for the parents, and we're here for the whole journey and the ups and downs that comes with it. And especially here at School Life Ready Talks, we cover a lot of topic. We cover the hard topics, we cover the light topics, but whatever it is, we are here to support. We're really here just to support our parents and our listeners and our people who send us emails and ask
Yes, that's what I was gonna
questions.
say. Thank you to the writers that wrote those questions. They're amazing questions. I'm grateful, and yeah, you're not alone. Please do not feel alone. You're not alone. We want to start a community. That is why we started this. This is a community. You know, we're all doing our best each and every day, and that looks different for everyone. So this is a judgment-free zone. Um, so thank you
Absolutely.
to whoever, you know, to the viewers that did write in. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. We're hoping that something we said tonight will resonate. Well, as a matter of fact, we know this, Jen, that something we said tonight is going to resonate with someone out there who it's going to make a difference in their lives. And that's what we thrive, we we strive to do week after week.
Yes.
So thank you guys. That's it for us tonight. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you soon.
Yes. Enjoy the holidays. Good
All
night.
right. Good night.